Good evening. This is Jamie Sparkling with Radio Dulake. Today, we have the pleasure of being here with the director and the producer of the new independent film.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
Before we go into detail, would you like to tell us a little bit about your film?
Well, my brother came home from the army and was treated disgustingly by his previous authority. For me, as his sister, I felt, why should anyone be treated like this after serving for your country?
Oh. So how did you come about making the film?
Well, I started with a preliminary task and went from there.
Okay. And how did you progress from this preliminary task?
I used camera movements such as a lead from anticipatory framing.
And what exactly did this represent?
The representation that this had within the film is showing the space between the character and the room ahead of or behind them. For instance, showing a lot of space behind the subject could indicate something or someone will enter their frame, whereas the space in front of the subject helps the audience see where the character is heading and show that they are moving in a particular direction.
Wow. So how did this work in your film?
The use of this within the intro has given the audience insight to the speed and direction and setting of which the character lives in. This is subject in a wheelchair as the shot allows the room in front of the subject to portray where he is going and at what speed. He is moving at a slow rate, enhancing his disability and effort it takes him to move in what we would call a simple or just a normal natural way.
Okay, I see. So you really put some thought into this. Can you tell me what else you did?
We used a setting called white balance.
Oh, sorry, but for all of us non-technical people, could you explain what exactly that is?
Oh, of course. The camera's built-in white balance setting allows us to control the lighting within the frames.
Ah, I see. And how does this affect your film?
Well, my film was set on an estate and the colours were dull. I wanted a warmer tone, so I changed the white balance settings onto the camera to warm up the lighting with the shot.
Very nice.
Another progression from the preliminary task to the main task is the composition of shots.
How come this wasn't used in the preliminary task?
Well, it's quite detailed actually. The composition was not particularly considered during the production of the preliminary task, as we had not studied the different composition techniques such as the rule of thirds and diagonal sectors. By showing where each specific object is within the shot depicts where certain props are there that are relating to my character, such as the wheelchair is not in the shot, however we see the character reach for something, not expecting to see the wheelchair. This will create a sense of surpass and even more despair for the life of the poor soldier.
Okay. One more thing that baffles me about films are the sound. Okay, so how'd you do that?
Well, the use of sound effects from outdoor items such as bird, etc., things like that. This helps portray the audience that the character is shown the scene and living outside in the environment, indicating that they are perhaps homeless or in a money predicament. By showing that the character is homeless, I opened up a part of the story already by introduced bigger details about the character of their life. So it also creates anticipation for the audience in where this is going. Does he manage to find somewhere? Why is he homeless? Drugs, money, gambling? It's to give the audience a sense of what's happening in the film.
Okay, I've loved hearing about your film. I'm afraid that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for being here today.
It's been an absolute pleasure and I'll come by the studio anytime you want to hear more. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye.